you really don't want to celebrate while you have a depression, because you're not in a mood. But I think a depression can be something important to experience. You know, yeah, I went through one, you know, and I don't know, you know, I don't want to rate it or something, but you know, it was a reasonable depression. At least that's how it felt to me. And what it came down to really was tunnel vision. You know, you sort of you used all that energy to focus on something, and while that sounds very good, it can be terrible. You know, I got some great advice lately where I talked about. Sorry. Oh my God. I have to. My seating position wasn't right. So yeah, I got some great advice lately about, you know, I was thinking about what my next step would be exactly. And the advice basically was, what do you mean next step? Steps. Think steps. Do a bunch of steps. That wasn't actually the analogy. That analogy doesn't make sense. But it sort of, the advice actually was like, just fire all the cannons. Fire all of them. You know, full steam ahead, sort of this stuff. And it's, you know, it depends, of course. It can be terrible advice or a great one. For me it was great, because I did tend to, you know, I mean, imagine if you're on a battleship, like a pirate ship, you know, with cannons, and there's the enemy ship coming, you know, like, this is gonna happen, you know, you're gonna pass the enemy ship, and you're focused on that one cannon, you know, you're gonna, oh my God, you know, it has to hit the captain, you know, reload it, not too much, not too little gunpowder, and the ball just has to be perfect, you know, and then line it up, and then, oh my God, no, we passed him, oh my God, okay, the next one lined it, we gotta hit the captain, you know, and all the while you think about this one shot, you get littered, and your ship sinks, you know, and maybe none of their captains, none of their cannons hit your captain, but you're drowning now, you know, battle is over. So for me that was some good advice. I have to say I already was past the depression point, but that sort of gave me a spring in my step, because I thought, yeah, you know, shoot all the cannons, you know, don't get hung up on this one cannon hitting this one specific target. And while, again, this, depending on you, can be, like all advice, I think, terrible advice. Sometimes you gotta be a sniper. Sometimes you gotta be, like, I wanna hit this, especially like in art making or something. Sometimes, yes. But, as like sort of this, as a life strategy, why? I mean, you know, if I'm sure, let's say you resonate with this art stuff that I talked about. Why bubble all of that up inside and don't release it when it could have so many, when so many things could grow, you know? It doesn't have to be this one perfect thing. It could be like 10 imperfect things that lead up to something else, and then all of a sudden, oh hey, I got my perfect thing. Wasn't how I planned it, but I now got this one perfect thing, and a plethora of imperfect but very human and honest things. Like, isn't that the more beautiful? I mean, even if you spend all this time and you manage to get this one perfect thing out, I still think you're gonna feel like a bit. I don't know. I mean, it depends on you. For me personally, it felt like I was constantly holding myself back. You know, tinkering with that one thing that had to be perfect. And now I just, you know, I write something, and yeah, maybe the next day I go over it again, make it a bit better, or whatever. These what got me out of my depression. No, because pretty much all advice given in a depression is not like, I mean, people tell you stuff like, pull it together, man. you know, I said that in one of my videos, and it's fun, and sometimes it's great advice, but what are you doing if you're telling someone in a depression, let's just get it together? I mean, that's so, it's a very personal journey, is what I'm saying, and I don't think there's like this simple cure, but I would say a depression, I mean, follow it, what does it lead you to do? It leads you to look into yourself, and you will find a lot of like the self-pity thing is going on, like, oh my god, I'm so, I didn't do anything today, and I'm probably not gonna do anything tomorrow, and I can't even get out of bed really, or do the dishes, or whatever it is. But follow that further, go further, don't stop there, don't be a coward, go further. Okay, that's what I don't like about myself. What do I hate about myself? Oh, I hate this about myself. I can't stand it. And then go further, and so on and so on. And you're gonna find like all the stuff that really, like what I did, for example. It's kind of silly, but what really, I mean, it sort of happened like I did it almost unconsciously, I just put on Harry Potter, the movies, and I just, I just put the first one in, ordered some food or whatever, or brought myself to cook, like cook, like put the pasta in the pot, heat it up, put some sauce on it that I bought somewhere and done it, forget about the rest. Terrible food. But anyway, I did that, and I just watched us, because that was the only thing that I could think of that would bring me joy, and it did, It really, I mean, it did, in a weird way. It sort of kept enough of these pitiful thoughts at bay. And after a while, I kept thinking, why am I doing this? What is it that's so special about this movie series that sort of like keeps me going, or that just makes me feel good in a way? And that was the first step out of it, like realizing that, or thinking about and feeling about, let's say, what makes me feel good, why do I have fun in this world, or what makes me, what is the, I mean, yeah, some big question, like, why do I have fun in this world is like the wrong question, I think. It's like, yeah, I mean, big questions arise, but it's more like, what resonates with me, basically, and why, and what am I, and who am I, and all of these things. I think very healthy questions to ask yourself, and not enough people do that. So that's why I say it can be a very good thing to go through, because you sort of, it urges you to dig down, and what I think Jim Carrey said that once about depression, like it's already built into the word, what it means, like depression, deep rest, you just need a break from it all for yourself. You're sort of like, whatever, there are so many stories about that, in different religions and spiritual teachings and stuff. It's all, like Jesus going into the desert. I think that's a bit of a depression, isn't it? I mean, obviously, I think I don't want to talk to all of these. I don't want to. I'm gonna go into the in this time where you are, yeah, it obviously wants you to seek yourself in that time. So do that, Be honest about the things that you don't like about yourself, but also remember to be honest about the things that you do, that you value. Or, yeah, and I sort of found it like this way, that I found something like, I value that. Why do I value that? And then I really thought about it, like, what is it about? Oh, well, first of all, the school. But it's not just a school. I went deeper than that and thought, well, yeah, it's a school I'd like to visit, which was odd because it's actually a really dangerous, messed up school. Like, it's. I mean, they go into the forbidden forest with a bunch of, predators and giant spiders and whatever, and it's like punishment for the kids that went to bed too late or something. It's a bit excessive, don't you think? But anyway, that attracted me. Why? Again, I went deeper. The language. They talked about everything in that school. It wasn't just sort of, we're building a workforce here. Don't ask about the big stuff. We're not concerned. Talk about that at home. We're building a workforce here. You're gonna be a cog in the big machine. I mean, that's what it felt like to me. No one said that to me, obviously, but really, it felt like we're just gonna screw your head open, and I'm gonna put this inside of here. Shut up. You don't like this. Shut up. You're gonna not make it. You're gonna not make it. Okay, shut up. We're gonna put this in there and this. What did you say? I don't care. We're gonna put this in there. Now screw it together. What's up with him? Why is he raging? Stupid kid, get him out of here. Like, it felt so terrible to me. But I found that, yeah, in Harry Potter, they were talking through this language of fantasy, and I already talked about this in the writing video, I think. Through this language of magic and fantasy, which is also, deeply ingrained in our culture, That's another topic. But I found that that's what it was. They were talking about everything that really had meaning, They were basically teaching about the meaning of life, all the mysteries that weren't solved, all the, the dreams they had, whatever. It was all in there somehow, And so that's what got me out of the tunnel vision completely. Eventually, it was a journey. I'm not saying it's like a flick of a switch, but that definitely, I just thought, oh yeah, right, what am I doing? I'm buying this narrative that was sort of planted years ago. I'm buying it now, even though I always pushed against it. Now I'm buying it. Why am I doing this? The world is beautiful and mysterious and so rich. You feel down in the dumps, learn something new, anything. Really, you can probably, a new world opens for you if you Google how to play a didgeridoo. Oh, look, there's so many didgeridoos. What do I have to do to play it? Oh, wow, there's a lot of technique. Oh, wow, hey, that sounds really cool. Like, and before you know it, you're gonna be a professional didgeridoo player. Maybe not, it doesn't have to be connected to success or anything, but then you found a new instrument, a new crazy hobby that almost no one else is pursuing. I think that's pretty cool. And all of it is here, you just have to seek it out or invent something, invent a new instrument, Why not? I did do less of this, but it was an interesting ramble. Do less. Not enough.